Outside the kingdom of the Lord, there is no nation which is greater than any other. God and history will remember your judgment. His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I. Yet and still, people of today are to be enslaved for 430 years. Therefore, we have to wait till 2049 to really be free. So let's have a quick recap from the beginning of time to the present and to the future. So let's watch what the Most High has to say. Spiritual power is the eternal guide in this life and the life after. Don't forget, it's supposed to be an everlasting kingdom. For man ranks supreme among all creatures. Led forward by the spiritual power, man can reach the summit destined for him by the great Creator, God Himself, who is from Zion, because we were all born in Zion. So let's read. His foundations in the holy mountains. Jehovah is more in love with the gates of Zion than all the tabernacles of Jacob. Glorious things are spoken about you, O city of the true God. With Cush, this is one who was born there. And respecting Zion, it will be said, each and every one was born in her. And the Most High Himself will firmly establish her. In other words, Jehovah will become king. So it started from the generations of Adam. So this is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made He him, male and female created He them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. In other words, Adam is plural for couples. God made couples, and they lasted for generations. And where did it happen? In Zion. So, O Zion, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord, these be they have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal in the name of God. Now are they crowned and receive palms. So confess. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy God thou hast seen. In other words, God is speaking to Esdras, who goes by the name of Moses. So he's telling his angel Moses to go and tell the people. So he had a dream. Esdras had a dream, who goes by the name of Moses, of the desolation of Zion and the wealth that will come upon Babylon. Because in the end it says, woe unto Babylon. Due to the formation of bricks, we know in the future, in the near future, an Iraqi or Babylon will be controlling the world, thanks to the power that the dragon gives. And on the bricks $100 bill, you will find a dragon, because the money is going to give him his power. So, O Lord, who bearest rule, thou hast spokest from the beginning, when thou plant the earth, that thyself alone commandest the people. So one God created the world, so alone, and gave us a body unto Adam without soul, which was a workmanship of thy hands, and breathed into him the breath of life, into paradise. Don't forget, the 4 rivers that compasseth the Garden of Eden are literally located in Ethiopia. So thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed. Thou appointed death in him, and in his generations came nations and tribe, people, kindreds out of number. For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed, born of him. So times passed away, and the years were brought to an end. Then didst thou raise thee up a servant called David. So Adam unto all his generations also had a wicked heart. And so thou gavest the city over into the hands of thy enemies, and their deeds them better than inhabit Babylon. Thou shalt therefore have dominion over Zion. So who is from Zion, and where is Zion? Let's watch. And he is the root of David.
Regent. He became emperor on November 2nd, 1930, and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion, conquering lion of the seed of Judah, power of the Trinity.
Power of the Trinity, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is God's names. So what was God speaking in the beginning? He told you there was 5,500 years of BCE, and currently we're in 2017 years of Common Era. So altogether, you got 7,517 years since the world began. That's why Ge'ez language is believed by scholars to be the oldest of all languages. So it's over 5,000 years. So after Ge'ez came Amharic. And what is Amharic? Another Ethiopian language. So is Amharic older than Hebrew? Considered much older than Hebrew and Arabic. In other words, Ethiopia was first. Therefore, they had the oldest kingdom. So in 1922, Haile Selassie let it be known that his kingdom, that the kingdom itself started in 4530 BC. Notice the Pharaoh Mekonnen wrote the list. So he's letting you know that his kingdom, just the kingdom alone, so the civilization began 7,517 years. Then over 6,400 years ago started the Ethiopian kingdom. And they have a list of kings that goes from 4530 BCE down to 1930. So Ethiopian Bible is the oldest, most complete and original Bible on earth. Ethiopian Bible is the oldest, most complete on earth. It has the first illustrated Bible. So ask yourself, what year did the Pope give Portugal half the world and Spain half the world? It started in 1494. This is very important. So they told you, when did Portugal started slavery? Between 1441 and 1448. So slavery in Spain began in the 15th century. So let's watch. What could happen now? What is happening now? We have been enslaved for a long time, and it's written we're supposed to be enslaved for 430 years. So this is what's happening right now. Whether you think you're free, you're enslaved. Because they would say it was 1619 to 2019. But currently, they still got us where they want us.
Different kinds of cloud seeding. Glaciogenic and
How do you make it rain?
there's two different kinds of cloud seeding. Glaciogenic and hygroscopic. Glaciogenic, glacier, right? It relies on freezing liquid in the cloud into heavy enough snowflakes so that they become heavy enough to precipitate. So you'll, with radar or other probes, measure how much water's in the cloud. If you have water that's around like 0 degrees Celsius or below, you can fly a drone up into it, spray this fairy dust that I told you about, silver iodide. That chemical, its crystal structure is almost identical to ice, so water freezes onto it very favorably, grows into those big heavy snowflakes, then precipitates either snow or if it's warm beneath the cloud.
In other words, they can create storms. So let's watch the past. See, he is considered the last Jacobite in 1688 because they're trying to whitewash the past. So let's see who started slavery. Notice black kings during slavery. For the entire European monarchy are all descendants of Cleopatra, and that's what made them royal. So let's watch.
In the heart of England ruled King Charles II, he known as the Black Boy by his subjects.
Don't forget, Queen Elizabeth was the 87th generation of Cleopatra. Therefore, the new Charles today is the 88th generation of Cleopatra. And don't forget, Cleopatra had children with both with both Greece and Rome.
Charles, from the House of Stuart, sat on his throne ruling with wisdom. In Rome, Tertullian, a black man, held sway. Cyprian, too, ruled with justice and grace. And in Vatican, the statue of Black Peter, a constant reminder of the black rulers of the past. St. Pope Victor.
Don't forget, it was the Pope that gave Portugal half the world and gave Spain half the world. In other words, he allowed them to go commit slavery. So let's watch.
Slave trade. Do black people know that they started the slave trade? I don't know. Did you guys know that? Because originally I didn't, but I found out when I took this tour in Lisbon. And so if you're black and you're visiting Lisbon, you should probably take this tour. Especially if you're planning to just pack up your bags and move there. I mean, it's probably good to know the history of the place that you're moving to. And the Portuguese history involving slavery ain't that great, I'm gonna tell you. They're literally the OGs of slavery, and they trafficked a ton of people. Pretty much half the amount of people that were trafficked out of Africa came from Portugal, or through Portugal. It's pretty disturbing. But I will say this, the guy that leads the tour...
Hello. Know your past, because it's trying to put the future in the past. Notice 1808, the king of Portugal was black. More black Portuguese. John 5th and 15th, black. And know the future, because according to them, they want to change the past. So Mount Horeb is the mountain in which the 10 commandments were given to Moses by God. Notice Horeb. So let's go. Second book of Esdras. I, Esdras, receive a charge of the Lord upon the Mount Horeb, that I shall go unto Israel. I came unto them, they set me at naught, and despised the commandment of the Lord. O ye heathen, look for your shepherd, that shall come in the end of the world. Be ready to the reward of the kingdom, for the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. In other words, Moses is going to speak the law, and was given to him on Mount Horeb. And that happens in the future, for it hasn't happened yet. So pay attention. They try to put the future in the past. But follow God, not man. Jagai.